Well, hello there. Welcome back. If you're first time here, I am Melanie with Spotlight Interviews, where I have the absolute pleasure of bringing on special guests that I've either encountered, caught my attention somehow, or have had the pleasure of working with in some form or another. Basically, I want to bring people that have inspired me, hopefully to inspire you to take action on your dreams, specifically on this platform, on your acting dreams, your filmmaking dreams, those kind of dreams. So if you're an actor who's starting off, or if you've been in it for a while and you're looking for some pep and some more motivation and just kind of see what other actors are doing, this is the place for you. Or if you're a family friend or someone else who likes to celebrate those, maybe a guest that you have coming on, welcome. And let me see if my wonderful, amazing guest has made it in here yet. Yes, she is here. It is Brook Hogan. I met her at Desertscape International Film Festival in Utah earlier this year, where I got to see the world premiere of a movie she is in called Breakup Season. Let me get her on here so we can talk more about that. Go ahead and click that accept button and we'll get you on here live. Yes! Hello, there you are. Welcome. So glad to see you again.
I'm gonna just tweak my little. Okay. Hi, Melanie.
Hello, how are you this beautiful day?
I'm good. Thank you. It is a beautiful day. I went for a walk with my little doggo this morning, and it's so nice when it's sunny out.
That's awesome. How much sun do you get up there? You're in Oregon, right?
Yeah, in Oregon. Not like you in Prescott, my Prescott girl.
Prescott sisters.
Yeah, Prescott
That's
sisters.
awesome.
Yeah, we learned at Desertscape that I grew up in Prescott, and Melanie lives there now, and just moved to Prescott Valley, right? You just moved.
Yep. Just in
And
my
I grew up.
in my new house.
Yeah, I lived both. I lived in both Prescott Valley and Prescott. So anyway, but
That's
yeah,
awesome.
we don't get the same kind of sun as y'all, but it's okay. We
You're
take what we
you're
get.
always welcome to come visit.
I
So,
thank you.
awesome. I want to jump in. First of all, I want to tell you what really caught my attention was so with Desertscape, I was able to view a lot of the films that were presented there, and the excitement around Breakup Season and watching it. And what really drew me in were the amazing characters that were written and created by the actors and writers and the director, and just your character grabbed me as well as the other ones. Just the relationship there was so beautiful. So that drew me in, and then getting to meet you and the cast there at Desertscape was beautiful and amazing. And you just such a beautiful spirit, very welcoming, and a hugger. It seems like
Thank
because there are
you.
a lot of hugs going around, so that's my jam too. Um,
Yes.
so I want to jump in and see where your journey began, what it was like, and kind of can take us through that process and maybe help to inspire others that are on their journey, or just get a perspective of what it's like to be an actress. So go ahead and starting with that. What initially and when did you get involved in acting?
Well, first, it's so exciting just to be called an actress because I still am like telling myself that I'm an actor, and an actress because I am still new at this, right? So, well, I did improv and for years and loved it, and went to our meetings on Tuesdays, and then we had live shows on the weekend. And then during the pandemic, we just had to shut it down. And I was, needing that interaction and the laughing and that outlet, that creative outlet. And so I joined my first acting class. It was actually 3 years ago this month. 3 years ago this month. I know.
Wow.
And I was just like, this is it. I am in love. And that kind of kicked it off. And it helped tremendously that I was like in this class with these amazing humans. Like my coach, Erin Way, is just the most lovely person, and she's a working actor. And so I was just like taking in every little nugget that she was throwing out and learning so much just in class. And my fellow actors who were in the class are just amazing. And it just kind of started to bloom. I was like, this is it. I love this. I love this. And then it's just been happening since then. So I'm still new and building, but it's been incredible. Just super fun.
Well, what really got my attention there was like you were just taking improv. What even led up to that?
Okay, so that's funny. I had a friend at work who took a stand-up class, and she's like, I'm going to be in a stand-up show. And I said, I'll come watch your show. That's so exciting. So I went and loved the show. And they're like, oh, we teach stand-up here if you want to get into stand-up. And I was like, I am taking that stand-up class. It's going to be really fun. I showed up the first night and they're like, welcome to improv. And I was like, oh, I took the wrong class. Like, what happened? And it was just the stars aligned. The universe had me. It was where I was supposed to be. And then I was like, this was meant to happen.
That's
And things
awesome.
just happen like that for me. And they happen for all of us, but especially if we're looking for it, right? And that was just a
Mm.
happy little accident that got me launched into improv. Never looked back. I mean, I did do stand up later, but I was like, improv, this is so much fun. And it was just lovely to just show up and laugh. Like just laugh with other people who don't care if you fail, if you succeed, if you whatever you put out there, they're just like, yep, we got you. This is great, you know? And it was just such a beautiful community. It is a beautiful community. And then anyway, so that's how it started.
That's
And then it led to classes, acting classes.
That's so awesome because on so many levels, I really truly believe like everyone should take an improv class just because of the principles that are taught there and what you can learn about yourself, what you can learn about other people. And a word I've heard you used already several times in this conversation, fun. If we could all learn how to have more fun in those happy little accents and in those moments and learning yes and all of those things,
Yes.
man, just life could be so much more beautiful. I use principles of improv probably more in just life in general. It's just so beautiful.
It is. It is. And fun is so important, right? Because it's so easy to get just dragged down with the day-to-day everything. And we do have to seek out fun. And really, we have to make our own fun. And I think it's really important for us, especially these days when things are just so heavy out there, and I'm always trying to find the fun.
Yeah.
So I do
And
think it's
I
important.
think a key element there is that everything's so heavy. We have access to see so much more that's really heavy as well.
Yes. Yes.
And it's really important, like you said, if we are open to something, if we're open to the good, if we're open to finding that, we're going to see it more. And so with a lot of the negative, which is just it's within us to look toward that. It's just survival.
Yeah.
With access to so much, the negative seems so much more heavy out there. So it's I think a good way to be conscious and remind ourselves that it's all out there. I need to seek what I want,
Yes.
seek the
100%.
fun, seek the happiness.
100%.
Absolutely.
Because otherwise it'll drag you
Oh,
down, babe. It'll just drag you down. And you're like, I can't. I've had so many conversations about this, especially with my husband and my family and my kids, and just what is out there. And that is so like in your face all the time. And yeah, we do. We have to seek joy, right? We have to seek fun, and we have to find people who do the same and want the same for us and who want to like celebrate our wins, right? And while we celebrate theirs, and we do these things together if we have the right group of people.
absolutely. Absolutely. So getting on to celebrating, it's one of the things I absolutely love doing. So 3 years ago, you said about you took your first acting class. So within that time frame, what does it look like for you? What are the steps that you've taken? How easy is it for you to stay on that like positive mindset kind of course?
Yeah.
And what are some of the results you're starting to see from that?
Um, it's easy in that I love it, right? So I have been consistent in classes. I think, other than maybe a few weeks, if I'm off vacationing, working, what have you, I'll miss class. But otherwise, I'm in class. My butt is in class because I learn so much. I I get just charged up by being in there, by watching other amazing actors do their scenes, and being involved with that, and just listening to every note from my coaches. It's wonderful. So that has been my consistent thing that I do. That's not hard to do at all because I just love it. I love it. So class is a big deal. Um, and then just taking jobs. I mean, it's not easy to get the jobs, and we have all these auditions, and we we don't land most of them in terms of jobs, but the audition, even that, I learn something every time I do an audition, or I try to keep it positive and like, okay, I get to go to work today. I get to go do my thing today, and I get to go pretend for somebody to watch me pretend, and maybe a new casting director will see it, or maybe who knows. I feel like it's every little piece is just building to more work, right? And but it also, like when I came home from breakup season, I was there 3 weeks, and then I was just in this little like, oh God, now what? I want to just do it again. I want to do that again. And when can I do that again? And I
Can
just
we get
feel it's
all the
important.
same people together and the great writing?
Oh,
Can we just do that again?
I would do that every day with those people. I mean, it was, yeah, the writing, you're right. I mean, I was so surrounded with talent and love and fun, and it was just the most beautiful thing for me. And it was just, I couldn't, there's nothing I can say that could be better for my first feature film than that one, right? With those people and that cast and Nelson, all the producers, the entire crew. I mean, everything there was just like perfect. It was just so great, and it was really special. And I know how special it was, even though it was my first one. Um, like we connected, and you can't manufacture the kind of like family we created with that cast, and really with all of us, the entire crew, Nelson, Steven, everyone, Rafi. It was just like we were this unit, you know, and it was wonderful. It was so much fun, and I was just like, I guess this is just how it is. I guess this is how it's supposed to be. And we were like, not always,
But
not always on set.
I think your personality, it's not always, but I think you had the fortunate pleasure of having such an amazing experience so upfront, because you're looking for those moments, because you're approaching your auditions the way that you do. And, I'm sure other things came up in between them, but that's not your memory of the first of whatever, because you're focused on finding those beautiful things, and more of that's going to be drawn into you. That's truly a belief that I have.
Thank you.
And
I agree with you. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's super awesome. So kind of backtracking a little bit, you started acting class. I'm curious, like how people start. So you started with the acting class, and you're in there. Now, did you just get the bug and go, I want to do this. Let me get down to the business of it. What do I need to do? Or did you just let it flow more naturally? Or like, how did you go into getting headshots? Do you have representation? Like,
Yeah.
what were the steps there that kind of called to you, and how did you handle that?
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, I didn't really know that I was going to have the bug. I didn't know what to expect in a lot of ways. I just knew that let's go figure it out. Let's go try. And keep in mind too, okay, I walked into this acting class with all these beautiful young actors, and I am like 54-year-old woman, and I was using a cane because I had just had hip
Oh my
replacement surgery. So
goodness.
I felt like 100 years old. And I'm in there, and no one cared. So I was a little fish out of water at first, but not for long. It was just such a welcoming, wonderful group of people. But then, yeah, I was doing scenes and scene work and learning lines, and just listening and watching everyone else. Every single thing my coach said, I was just like, oh my God, she's brilliant. Oh my God, I didn't know to think of these things. Like, there's so much to it. It's so nuanced. Everything, it just opened my eyes to every single thing I've seen on TV, movies, everything else. I was just like, this is really, anyway, I was hooked. And then, yeah, it's like through the weeks and months, I started thinking, I wonder if I could, I don't know, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could go be in something or do something. So it did happen gradually, but naturally. And then I thought, I'm going to get an agent. And that's what I did. And other people in class, of course, have had them, and the conversations happen. So I was
Being
listening.
surrounded by it, you're seeing the yeah, and you have the guidance you're getting. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
And other students, had agents or were booking agents or booking jobs and doing commercial shoots and doing local business. And I was like, okay. And it's encouraging. It's such a beautiful thing to watch other people win, because you're just like, wow, that is awesome. And it's encouraging for all of us to say, like, this can happen. They're doing it. Like I could do this, like this is, and so, yeah. So then I got an agent, Oregon agent. And then I just started, and I was on acting sites. Like there's different, sites where you can go on and look for gigs. And then, but I didn't even know how to do like a self-tape. Why would you? You don't know
Mm-hmm.
until you know. But
Nope.
the classes are good. And then once you get in a class, then they'll be like, okay, well, on Thursday night, we're going to do a self-tape class, and on whatever,
Yeah.
And so you just kind of go down that road with all the things to learn what to do. And then you just get lucky. Then you just get a script and you have, someone who's like, oh, that's like Nelson. I think he wrote this most beautiful script, and I just happened to fit what he had in the way I delivered it and who I was or whatever. And it was just, and it was lucky. I was also prepared. Like I had done the work, to be prepared, but it was clear to me that when it's right, when the role is right for you, it will be yours, which helps you let go of the ones that aren't yours, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And isn't it funny, like if you've had that fortunate thing of like, oh, this one's it, like, or you just know you're gonna get it, like and then all the other ones that aren't that way, just to remind yourself, it's
Yeah.
okay, it's okay,
Yeah.
there'll be more
There'll be
coming.
more. There'll be
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
Yes. And I do, I, even on times when I'm, kind of feeling it, because it happens where you're just like, oh, when's the next thing? I can't wait. I can't wait. I take local stuff. I work with, and I'm making relationships and friends with people who are doing things, and we're getting there together. But sometimes I'll just sit and YouTube like best monologues or whatever, just to keep myself like thinking like, this is what I do now. This is what I want to do now. And I'm just going to keep on feeling like I'm working on it,
hmm
even if I'm not in a class, even if I'm not on a set. This is who I am now, right? That's part of becoming that, is like trying to be that.
And with that identity that it sounds like you've shaped for yourself and are fully immersed in, how does that show up in your daily life now as opposed to back then? Like, how often would you say, like you said, you're going to classes weekly? What other times do you either just remind yourself you're an actress, or this is what I do, or do some sort of work, whether it be working on a monologue or self-tape or anything like that? How often within a week span do you think you would like tap into that?
I try to do it. It's hard because it is a little bit too like, well, who do you think you are, Missy? You're not, just because you had this thing doesn't mean you're whatever. I'm still getting there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am still getting there. I'm new at this. And
Well, this is why I love diving into this. That's why I'm picking your brain right here, just to kind of help show other people, like, the ins and outs of doing things.
yes.
And you know, I know you're an actress. That's how I met you. That's why you're here and all of that different stuff. But I know from you, like what you're exuding, even with all the negative stuff coming in. So I'm just curious, like how often that works for you to kind of keep that consistent
Yeah.
dialogue in the positive for you.
Yeah. I try to do it really every day. I have a little journal, and I just write the sentence, and I tweak the sentence every day, but I am a working actor who books gigs. I write it and I write it and I believe it, and I tell myself that before I go to bed at night. I just tell myself, you're an actor. And at first it's weird because you're just like, okay, imposter, who the hell do you think you are, kind of stuff. But then I'm like, no, I am doing the work. I am getting there. And in the meantime, I have to keep myself um believing it, right? If I don't believe it, how would I ever, so it's a little weird kind of imposter syndrome sometimes, but the more you just live that. And then anyway, I do self-tapes, and sometimes I'll find a script and I'll just do another tape just for me, just for funsies, or I always have scripts for class or for projects I'm working on. So it's really nice to have, I always want to have something I'm looking forward to, if that makes sense. So like this, I was looking forward to talking to you and having this day. I know. I look forward to class. I look forward to, I'm going to be in a writing workshop in a couple weeks. All the things, I always want to have something planned. It keeps me looking forward and going, this is what I'm doing. And that's my next little step. And, you know, instead of just thinking, oh my God, it's all or nothing. No, it's just keeping going. And I had a little project last week. You know, it keeps me filled up.
That's awesome. So many beautiful insights. I definitely, just knowing the way that the mind works and everything, you're just right on track, and I love it. So if you're watching, you're new to this, you're fighting that imposter syndrome, do the steps, find the things that work for you, keep doing it. Just like this amazing Brooke, the amazing actress on such a, like the feature film. And I think I want to transition and kind of jump into that. So you're doing the things, you're working on it, you're getting the mindset right, and you book this part for Breakup season. What was that like for you, and how did you approach it? Did you just kind of figure out your own process for yourself? Did you reach out to acting instructors? What was that like?
Well, even booking it, I used my coach because it was a big audition for me, and I wanted to make sure that I was as prepared as I could be. So I read there were two scenes for my audition, and of course I knew it, and I kind of went in on, what direction will I take with this character and who am I going to be. So I did a little bit of my just own, character building before I even did the scene. Then met with my coach, and she helped me get through it. And I don't have my coach help me with every audition, but on ones that are really important to me, I definitely do. And she did. And so she not only helped me kind of guide my audition, but then she read for me too. So on my self-tape, it was her reading.
Isn't that wonderful when they do that?
It was awesome. Yeah, she's my lucky star. She's my lucky star. And her husband, Chris Connor, is my other amazing coach, lucky star. So anyway, so I submitted it and just waited. And it's funny because I actually took the script, and it was, maybe I want to say 6 weeks or something. And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to recycle this. So I took the pages of it and I put it in the recycling. And then I was like, I had to take it back out. I was like, oh no, because I got that call from my agent. You got to call back. And that was it was really cool. So, but yeah, then,
I think that's interesting though, because there's so many different times when we finally let go of something that it comes to us, and so just that visualization of you like, well, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, let me get it.
I know. Well, the thing is, it's this weird balance of I am manifesting, I am wanting it, I am seeking it out, I know it's happening, and also I can't force it. You can't force what's on its way to you, but you have to be ready for it and open to it, is how I feel, right? And so yeah, I recycled it, and then I was like, whoop, I need that now. And then I was like, okay, if I'm with this incredible cast, and Nelson was, sharing with me who all was going to be in this cast. And I was like, oh my God,
no pressure.
No pressure. I just thought I'm the least experienced person by far. I need to just be as prepared as I can be with my script, with my character, with, what I bring to the table, and then just keep up with these people, and yeah, that was my goal.
There you go. Got people joining in.
Oh, come on in.
All right, go ahead.
So yeah, that was my goal, was to just be as prepared as I could be and have a good sense for who my character would be. But then I got there and it all changed, right? And it was really wonderful. I thought, and I learned a lot about who I prepped her to be. And Nelson and I had lots of conversations about who she was. But then I'm doing these scenes with these incredible actors who are playing, my kids or my husband. And she kind of morphed, she morphed into something better. Because the scenes were just so
It's kind
good.
of like life was given to it. Like, I mean, you can prepare and do all the things, but when you're there, the other life around you kind of gives life to that character. That's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes. And I said to Nelson, because I was in a scene in the kitchen with Chandler,
Hmm.
which was my audition scene, one of my audition scenes. And I'm doing the scene and I'm looking in his blue eyes and I'm just like, oh my God, this scene is so different than how I had done it in my audition, that I had it in my head.
Mm.
Now that I'm playing again, with him, across from him, it just changed. The whole thing changed,
And isn't that
and it was,
beautiful? Like how you prepare it, and from actor to actor, you could have two different actors, and even though that's the script is the same, it's that connection between the two people that really can, it's like that fun and play again.
yeah,
It's not just words; it's an energy back and forth.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it was really one of the best things that I heard on set was James Urbaniak, who played my husband, Kirby. I mean, James Urbaniak, okay? I know. And we were out, we had wrapped for the day and we were eating dinner or something. And he said to me, like, I knew that Kirby was kind of the goofy dad, and I knew Mia was kind of the, you know, taskmaster kind of wife or mom. But he said, but I didn't know that you would play her so, I didn't know she would be so playful. And he said, it helped me define my Kirby by how you played your Mia. And I was like, oh my God, did you, like,
Oh,
it felt so great. And I was thinking, that is exactly how I felt too. Like,
yeah.
just everyone else's, performances and every single scene was just made it real. It made it real in the moment, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, speaking to him, I got to interview him at Desertscape, and him saying this was new to him too, playing such kind of like a normal type role,
Yeah.
being a dad.
Yeah.
And what I love that playfulness between the two of you, because it's like it felt like you guys had been married for years. Like it absolutely did. And I love the fact that there was a bit of chaos kind of going on amongst the kids of what they have going on in their lives, yet the two of you kind of together found this like grounded, well, this is family,
Yeah.
and just really being the anchors of what family is. And I think each character allowed the other, their spouse, to be genuinely who they are. And I think that really gave the foundation of allowing these children to, as they're not children anymore, but them to like kind of transition into having a confident place of being adults, if that makes sense. Like it really just
Yeah.
felt like the two of you led them in the way that you did your own individual and would come together. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Just
Thank you.
a
And you
great
know what?
movie.
That was the writing. I mean, it's so beautifully written. And Nelson, and I have told him a million times how great this script was. And those characters, and not to say that it wasn't really well cast. I mean, but it was well cast. Like in that we all just became this family. We really became this family, and our every single person on the cast is so special. And Nelson is like, I don't want to be the one who calls us a family because it feels weird. Like he's like, I've had a boss before who's like, oh, we're a family at work here, yeah. And he's like, that's weird coming from the boss, or whatever. But it was real, and he didn't use the word at first. We did. We're like, we have bonded in a way, and let ourselves just be open, and our hearts were open to just create this like life and environment within 3 weeks that was just really good. And that, like I said, that is the writing, and then just I think being open to learning who we are and how we do mesh. I loved my relationship with Kirby. I loved it, and it was kind of the foundation, right, for all the other our kids' relationship issues as the movie goes through, right, is that we were the rock, I feel.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Yeah, and it was
Absolutely.
really fun to play. It was so much fun.
Yes. And it's I'm still like just kind of in awe of so many characters that stood out to me in that movie. And I'm going to be reaching out to some of the other cast, hopefully, to get them on as well, just because it was such a beautiful dynamic. So,
It was, and
and
Carly just won Best Supporting Actress at the Chicago. I know, I know. And so well
That's
deserved. I
awesome.
mean, I learned so much from every single person there. And Carly, more than anyone, I feel like she took her role as written on the script and made that character. I mean, she made that character so nuanced and just so
Yes.
great, and she acted it so beautifully. And anyway, I'm so happy that she got that award, and so did Sammy. She got Best Actress
She got
at
that at
no, we were there
Desert
together
Shake.
at Desert Shake.
Yep.
Yeah, yes,
And
yes, that was awesome too.
all of you got best ensemble. That was
Best
so
ensemble.
wonderful. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
it was so
winning
good.
awards all the way around.
Yeah,
And yeah, Carly, like that, as soon as she hit the screen, like instantly, even though like, and I even told her this, like she could have definitely gone kind of a little bit more of an easy route. Well, and
yep,
maybe not because the writing was there, but I mean, she was able to really like just give it such beautiful depth, like absolutely
yes.
amazing. I attached to her character so quickly as well. It was awesome. Um,
She played it so well,
yeah.
and I mean, truly, between what was written, which was amazing, and the way she really fine-tuned that character, Liz,
Hmm.
I mean, come on, just incredible, incredible. She's a
And
great, great.
we're talking like generational gap there, and I connected to her character very strongly.
Mhm.
It's just like I look on it from the outside, and I'm like, huh, but no, it was definitely she was able to bring everything there to where
Yeah.
it grabbed me. Yeah,
My
absolutely.
first my first day on set, we were upstairs in the house that we were shooting in, and she was in, and she was doing the first scene, and she was in the other room, and I was just kind of, pacing and waiting and excited. And I walked into where all the cameras are, and I watched her scene on the camera, and I was like, oh my God, like I was just taken from I was like, this is happening. It just made me go, this is real. This is the real deal. Like she kind of just sealed the deal for me. I was like, this is the real deal right now. So yeah, yeah. I'm her biggest fan. I'm
That's
all of their
awesome.
biggest fans. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they're all amazing. Well, that's kind of breakup season, and I mean, behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, the whole team was just absolutely amazing. So I'm so happy for you that
Thank
that
you.
was your first feature film.
Thank you.
Um, from that, and what is it that you can talk about now? And it's not just film acting that you're into. What else do you have going on that you can at least give us maybe some
Yeah.
bites of?
Well, I just finished my first play, which was a ball. I had a lot of fun. It was at 2110 Theater. It's called Adopt a Sailor. And it was just three people and a one act. It was great. It was a really great play. It was like a comedy, and I was stupid nervous, but it was really fun. And now we finished it. It was only ran for 2 weeks, but then now we're taking it out. So we're going to perform it. It's called Bare Bones Theater, where it's just like a table and a bar, and that's our set, or that's our stage. So we're going to take it to a couple of places, like a prison, I think, and
Oh, awesome.
I think old folks home. Yeah, so that'll be fun this summer. We have that lined up. I have another feature that I was just a day player. I played a coroner in a movie coming up. The premiere is on June 2nd, called Feet of Death. And so I'm excited to go up and see that. My hubby will drive up there with me for the premiere.
Awesome.
Yeah, and then just the things, like I said, that I do every week, right? In terms of classes and friends and just getting together and having, just trying to make this thing a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing. It's
It's a
already a thing.
thing.
It's a thing. Um, that's wonderful. And you're gonna just keep growing this. And normally I like to like, where do you want to go? Like, but it feels so much fun right now coming from you. Like I just kind of want to hold on to that funness and not really try and throw any pressure or anything like that on you. I love that. And I think that's my biggest takeaway from this right now is just all of the fun
Yay.
and just to remember. And because it lifts up our frequency. We enjoy being around other people that way. Other people enjoy being around us and that. And it just, I mean, like that's what life should be about, right? Just
100%.
finding
100%.
finding
And
the
we all
thing.
got to find that thing. We all have
Hmm.
that thing, right? What is it? gonna be. And I mean, to find it at this stage of my life is just like magic, right? Like who knew? And it was all this a series of like little accidents, right? Little just things just kind of lining up and aligning themselves as I get down this path. It wasn't like I set out and went, oh, when I turn 54, I'm going to start acting. I mean, it just happened, and I just was like, I'm going to just keep on doing this.
That's awesome.
And yeah, fun is like our code word on this whole conversation for sure, because we do need it in our lives. We need the fun, right? And um we need to also get out of our own way in terms of things don't have to be so serious. You don't have to be great at everything. You could go and learn it and just goof around and be a goober and maybe
I love
fall
that
on your
word.
butt. Who cares? Just if you're enjoying it, just do it, right? Just do it.
Absolutely.
And who knows where it'll lead.
Absolutely. And I just want to go back. I had seen some comments here. Let me see if I can find it. Jill's Brookie pupils, if you friend, look out world, here comes Brookie. And then
That's my Jilly.
and she's also said Brooke is the queen of fun and shining light in a dark room. I definitely see that. That's so awesome.
Thank you, Jill. So sweet.
Guana, if I'm saying it right, I follow him. He's awesome. He's saying hello from India.
Oh, hi.
Sweet.
India, wow.
Just a ton of people through here. So thank you so much for shining and bringing fun to this. This is awesome. I think this is the most I've picked apart like your process, or someone's like really dug in. So thank you for letting me do that. That's awesome.
Thank you for asking me, Melanie. Yeah, thank you so much for asking me. I was so excited about this, and it was just so nice to meet you at Desertscape, and we had our little press kit connection.
Yep.
And yeah,
one of those,
so
those meant to be kind of things.
Meant to be, indeed. Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Where can people go? Where would you like to send them if they to see your work? I know Breakup season is making its tour around on stuff like that, but I'm sure there's more to come for this movie for sure.
Yes. I don't know where else. I think we're gonna have I know we're gonna have a Portland premiere at some point, probably late summer, it sounds like, and something down in LA. So I'm so head over heels for this movie. I want everyone to see it because it's so good. It's really, really good. And then it'll be, released this fall. So people, even if they don't hit it at a premiere, they can see it this fall. And, I mean, just Instagram, I guess I have, my Instagram thing is where most people can see.
You're on there, and you seem to respond pretty quickly as far as that. So I think that's definitely a good place to go, and some really awesome.
Yeah,
cool
I like
photos
Instagram because
it's just stuff on there.
Yeah, it's just a nice place to see people celebrate life and just do their thing, and just pictures of their dogs and all that. I'm down. I love it.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Normally I ask, hey, is there anything that you would want to share with other artists out there? But you've given us so absolutely so much. If anything else jumps out, please share it. But you've been absolutely amazing. Your acting is beautiful and natural true. Thank you. And it's beautiful to see. You said you've only started taking acting class 3 years ago, and it's just your work is honest. So I love it.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing, absolutely, and I hope to have you back on someday.
Oh my God, yeah, it's been my pleasure. I'm happy to come back on. Thank you for asking me, Melanie.
Not a problem. Well, you have a beautiful day. Thank you everyone for joining. Go follow her. You're gonna want to see this movie Breakup season, and if you're lucky to live near where she's doing anything live, she is a ball of energy and just light and goodness, and yes, absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, guys, take care. Have a beautiful day.
Bye.
Bye.